Hello everyone, and welcome to another Pyro Gaming video. The next planned update for the game of Destiny is the spring update sometime this year. We don't have an exact release date, we don't know exactly what this update is going to contain, but we can make some safe assumptions based on Destiny's history and Destiny's franchise as a whole, their future. So real quick, Destiny 2 is supposed to come out in fall of this year. You have to assume that that's going to be either September or October, not November, because Bungie is releasing Destiny through Activision, and Activision is also the same company that publishes Call of Duty. I can't imagine that they would release Destiny 2 and Call of Duty at the same time, because then you have two games that Activision is publishing themselves that are kind of competing against one another. I don't see that happening. I definitely see Destiny 2 coming out sometime in September or October. That being said, if we have a spring update, let's say hypothetically it happens in April, then that's more than likely going to be the last update that we have for Destiny if Destiny 2 does in fact come out this fall. So that being said, I can kind of see the spring update being one of two things. So the first option that I see is an absolute fire sale by Bungie. They say, fuck it, we're bringing back everything. We're bringing back the old raids, we're bringing back Prison of Elders, Challenge of Elders, we're bringing everything up to current light levels. All year one weapons can be upgraded, just everything. Bring everything in the game to current light. And for them to do that, it's going to require a lot of work on their part. Behind the scenes. They're going to have to go back and revamp all this old stuff. They're going to have to go back and revamp all the old weapons, change all the values. It would be a lot of work for Bungie to successfully do that. And because of that, I don't really see that happening. I know a lot of people, are speculating that, oh, well, there's this new Vault of Glass gear that somebody found. I think they're going to bring back the old raids. Let's be realistic. If they bring back the old raids, that is a lot of time and effort on their part, a lot of money spent, a lot of hours put into that game, a lot of people working on that game to bring back something that is going to last for a few months, presumably, before Destiny 2. In addition to that, the sheer amount of disappointment that would come from the community is astronomical. I say that because if you go look at PlayStation achievements or Xbox One achievements, and let's say that you completed let's say that you completed a raid on hard mode. It gives you a percentage of how many people that play this game have actually unlocked that achievement. And the amount of people that have actually unlocked the achievement on both consoles for completing a hard mode raid is something like less than 15% of the entire player base. So for Bungie to put that much effort, that much time into bringing back something that only about 15% of the player base is going to fully enjoy, I don't see it happening, guys. I don't see it happening. But on the flip side of that, I do think that the spring update is going to contain enough stuff to keep us busy and to keep our mouths shut between now and Destiny 2. So that being said, I said that I see this going one of two ways. This is option number 2, and this is the way that I see it going. I think that we will get a vendor weapon and gear refresh. I don't think that we'll get full-on new weapons and armor, but similar to the April update last year, all the weapons that the vendors were selling got a perk refresh, got new roles and all that stuff. I can definitely see that happening. In addition to that, I can see them increasing the overall light level in the game. And honestly, I can see them doing it by something drastic, like knocking it from 400 up to about 450, maybe even all the way up to 500. The reason that I can see them doing this is because obviously the higher the light level is increased, the longer it's going to take you, the player, to achieve max light, meaning you're going to have more of a reason to play this game for more amounts of time between now and Destiny 2. I can see them maybe bringing in a new strike. They don't really have anything left to do with all the current strikes in the game. A lot of the updates have been revamped versions of older strikes, but as of right now, every single strike in the game has multiple paths that it can go. So all the current strikes are reworked, reorganized, redone, and for them to do anything to strikes, I feel like they would just have to bring in a new strike, which I wouldn't complain about. Going into, or staying on that same subject, I can also see them adding a few new story missions to kind of set up the overall theme of the update. Again, going back to April update of last year, they had Malak. He was trying to, take over an Oryx's throne because the Oryx was dead, so you had to hunt down Malak and go kill him. You had a couple of story missions. You had a little quest. I can see them doing something like that. As far as the old raids, really don't have anything else to say about that. If they do it, cool. I mean, I'd be happy to go do Vault of Glass at Current Light. I'd be happy to go do Crota, but I honestly just don't see it happening. I can, however, see them bringing forward Prison of Elders. If they brought Prison of Elders up, not necessarily Skolas, but the current Prison of Elders that's 260 light and the Challenge of Elders that's 330 light, or what is it, 320 light, I think. I can see them bringing that up to current light level because that doesn't have anything to do with any kind of story missions or anything like that. It's just an arena mode. So I can definitely see that coming forward. If they were to bring back some of the year one weapons, we have stuff like Shadow Price, Grim Citizen, LDR, Longbow Synthesis. You can obtain these from faction packages, and those were year one weapons. I actually kind of see them bringing back all of the year one stuff, putting it all back in the loot table, or even making an Etheric Light equivalent. Etheric Light was something that we had back in House of Wolves, where we could infuse it into our gear and bring it up to the new current light level. Back then, it was bringing it from 300 up to, I think 365 was the highest it could be. But that's how you upgraded like the Vault of Glass gear, the Crota gear, all that stuff, to the House of Wolves light level cap. So I can see them doing something like that. Again, just giving us something more to grind towards, something more to put more time into the game and make the grind last a little bit longer. And on that same subject, I can also see them adding some more fluff quests, kind of like they did with Rise of Iron. You had the weekly patrol bounty, the weekly artifact bounty or quest, and I could see them implementing more things like that just to kind of keep us busy. And another thing on that same topic, Year 3 Moments of Triumph record book. I definitely see that coming with the April update as the last hurrah for Destiny. You can probably expect that to have something like Beat Wrath of the Machine on hard mode, complete a Challenge of Elders on highest difficulty, like just little things like that. There's honestly not a whole lot that you could add for a Year 3 Moments of Triumph because we really haven't had that many in-game activities. But I could see it doing something like complete this, maybe finish each raid one time, maybe, I don't know, collect all not the calcified fragments, but the Rise of Iron equivalent, I can never remember the name of. But, just little stuff like that. I can see them doing that. But that's pretty much it as far as content goes, as far as, what you could actually have to work towards. I mean, that's really all I can see them doing. I don't see them implementing anything big or major like a brand new raid. I definitely do not see that. I definitely do not see them bringing in any kind of like drastic new content. But I mean, as far as exotics, there are a few exotic options that they could bring in. They definitely can bring back fucking Pocket Infinity. I don't get why that one is not in the game yet. In fact, I will go as far as to say I can almost guarantee you that Pocket Infinity will be in the spring update this year, just because there's no excuse for that to not be in the exotic rotation. Another one that has been rumored all the way back to the Taken King is the Dubious Volley rocket launcher. Now, one of the Bungie guys recently on Twitter just randomly posted a picture of the Dubious Volley. This was back in January. It had no context. They weren't talking about anything. Nobody asked him about anything. He just randomly posted a picture of it. Now, that could just be him showing a picture of it, but that could also be a tease of them saying, like, yeah, it's finally coming. Get ready, Because that's pretty much it, man. Like, Pocket Infinity and the Dubious Volley are the only two that we haven't gotten, aside from the Necrochasm and the Vex Mythoclast. I don't see them bringing those two forward unless they bring forward the old raids, and I've said everything that I have to say about that. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's what I see the spring update being. I don't see it being anything drastic. I don't see it being anything majorly game-changing. There might be a few tweaks, a few nerfs, a few buffs to a handful of specific weapons, not an overall or nerf or buff to an entire archetype of weapon like a sandbox update, but you know, maybe bring like 1 or 2 weapons in line with some of the other weapons of that archetype kind of thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I see this as like the last hurrah for Destiny 1 and usher us into Destiny 2, which will hopefully bring on new and exciting things and fix a lot of the problems that we experienced in Destiny 1. But that's going to bring this video to an end, guys. If you enjoyed it, click like. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, I fucking love you. Thank you for watching. Take care, guys.